What if you moved into a new house, and your mailbox started whispering your name at midnight? That's what Sarah faced in Willow Creek. But when she opened it, she found something that made her blood run cold. Sarah, a 40-year-old postal worker, pulled into the driveway of her new home in Willow Creek, a small town where everyone waved. After a messy divorce, she wanted a fresh start. The house was old, with peeling paint, but cozy enough. The mailbox at the curb, though, looked odd, rusted, leaning slightly like it didn't belong. She ignored it, hauling boxes inside, her arms aching. By evening, she was beat but hopeful. This was her chance to rebuild. Around midnight, as she lay in bed, a faint sound drifted through the window. "Sarah?" it whispered, soft as a breeze. She sat up, heart thumping. Just the wind, right? She checked outside. The street was empty, streetlights buzzing. The mailbox was ajar, which was weird. She swore she'd closed it. Inside was a yellowed envelope, addressed to her in childish handwriting. Her handwriting. From when she was 10. Her stomach twisted. She tore it open. "Dear Sarah," it read, "you'll move to a white house with a creaky porch in a small town." It described her new house exactly, down to the cracked kitchen tile. How was this possible? She hadn't written letters as a kid. Shaking, she locked the door and hid the letter under her pillow, telling herself it was a prank. Old houses had secrets, didn't they? But as she drifted to sleep, the mailbox creaked open again. Another envelope slipped out, glowing faintly under the moonlight, waiting for her. Sarah woke up, the strange letter still under her pillow. She read it again, her hands shaky. It described her divorce, details she'd never shared, like the fight over the old couch. No way this was a prank. She checked the mailbox. Another envelope waited, in the same childish scrawl. This one described her first day at her new postal job. "You'll meet a guy named Tom who spills coffee and laughs too loud. That happened yesterday." Her knees went weak. Who was writing these? She drove to the town library, a dusty old building, to dig into the house's history. The librarian, a sweet old lady, found nothing odd about 23 Maple Street. Back home, the mailbox whispered again at midnight, louder now. "Read more," it seemed to say. Sarah's heart raced, but she couldn't stop herself. She opened it. A third letter waited, predicting she'd cut her hand tomorrow. The next day, slicing bread, her knife slipped. Blood dripped onto the counter, just as the letter said. She wrapped her hand, panic rising. These letters weren't just creepy, they were right. She sat up all night, staring at the mailbox from her window. It was quiet, but she felt watched. Then just before dawn, the whispering started again, sharp and urgent. She crept outside, flashlight shaking. The mailbox was open and a new letter sat inside. She grabbed it, her breath catching. It read, "Tomorrow you'll meet the shadow in the backyard." As she looked up, a dark figure stood by the oak tree, gone when she blinked. Sarah's hands shook as she held the flashlight, the shadow by the tree gone. The mailbox's whisper echoed in her head, now a hiss. "Sarah, read." The new letter warned her not to trust Mr. Grayson, her neighbor, a kind old man who brought her cookies yesterday. She didn't want to believe it, but the letters hadn't been wrong yet. At work, she felt eyes on her. Her co-workers whispered, glancing her way. Was she paranoid, or did they know something? That afternoon, Mr. Grayson invited her for tea. She went, nerves on edge, hoping for answers. His house smelled of old books. While he poured tea, she spotted a photo on his shelf of her childhood home, a place 500 miles away. "Where'd you get this?" she asked, voice sharp. He mumbled something about a flea market, but his eyes flicked to her mailbox outside. She left, heart pounding. That night, the mailbox rattled, loud enough to wake her. Another letter waited, describing a fire in her future. "You'll smell smoke," it said, "and it won't stop." Sarah's throat tightened. She'd always feared fire, ever since she was a kid. She tried to sleep, but the air grew heavy. Around 3 a.m. she smelled it, smoke, faint but real. She checked every room. No fire, no source. The mailbox glowed faintly outside, its whispers now a low growl. She grabbed the letter again, rereading the fire warning. Then she saw it. A shadow moved across her backyard, tall and wrong, like it didn't belong in the world. The mailbox screamed her name. Sarah woke to smoke filling her house, thick and choking. She stumbled downstairs, but the fire alarm stayed silent. No flames, just the smell. Outside, the mailbox glowed red hot, like it was burning from inside. She grabbed a new letter, her hands trembling. It described a fire from her childhood, when her friend Lily died in a blaze. Sarah had blamed herself, she'd run out, leaving Lily behind. How did the mailbox know? She went back to the library, desperate. Old newspapers confirmed it. A girl died in a fire at a house that once stood where Sarah's was now. The mailbox was from that house, salvaged from the ashes. That night, Sarah saw her, Lily's ghost, pale and sad, standing by the mailbox, whispering her name. Sarah tried to destroy the mailbox, smashing it with a hammer. It didn't even dent. By morning it was back at the curb, untouched. Another letter appeared, dated tomorrow. You'll join her. Sarah's chest tightened. Was Lily's ghost angry? Or something worse? She sat by the mailbox, tears falling, and confessed aloud, I'm sorry, Lily. I was scared. The whispers softened, but a new letter appeared, blank except for one line, come inside. The mailbox's door swung open, wide and dark, like a mouth. Inside, Sarah saw Lily's face, staring back, her eyes empty. The smoke smell returned, stronger now, and Lily's ghost stepped out, pointing at Sarah's house. Sarah stood frozen, Lily's ghost pointing at her house. The mailbox's whispers filled the air, chanting, come with us. The blank letter burned in her hand, her name scrawled in red. She remembered King's stories, how guilt could trap you. This was her guilt, her regret for leaving Lily. The mailbox wasn't just haunted, it was a trap, feeding on her pain. She had to end it. She wrote a new letter, pouring out her guilt. I'm sorry, Lily. I was a kid. I didn't know. She burned it in the mailbox, flames flaring high. Lily's ghost watched, then faded, her whispers gone. The mailbox went silent, its glow fading. Sarah thought it was over. But the next morning, the mailbox was gone, now at Mr. Grayson's curb. She heard faint whispers from his yard. The curse had moved on. Sarah packed her bags, ready to leave Willow Creek. As she drove away, she glanced back. Another neighbor checked their mailbox, pausing like they heard something. Sarah's heart sank. The mailbox would keep whispering, finding new guilt to feed on. She whispered, I'm free, but the road ahead felt heavy. Somewhere, another letter was waiting.